Hey guys, we're going to get started here on making a slab mug. Okay, so we're going to use the slab roller to flatten out some clay and use a form to get our shape. And in doing so, we're going to make a cylinder that's going to be a mug with a pulled handle. So that's the project. So before we start constructing, some of the things that we're going to need are obviously clay. I usually err on using more than I need for my slab to get started, and then we can cut off any excess. So a big chunk of clay. You'll need a board to put your project on. One of the forms that we use, and really you can use anything for this project. Traditionally we use these PVC tubes that are in our cabinet over here. There's two sizes. So the smaller one is for a normal sized large mug. The bigger one is for a humongous sized mug. But you can use other things too, like even these water bottles or any other like cylinder form in the classroom, or something that you bring in for that matter. And then also these, for this project we're going to use paper towels as our guard, and then a piece of tape. And then you might need tools like the serrated rib, fettling knife or a potter's knife, and then a bowl of water with a little paintbrush. One of these soft bristle brushes is nice, or you can use a spray bottle. So these are the tools that we need to get started on this project. So for this first project, we're going to be making, learning just the really simple methods of shaping clay. One being making just a really simple cylinder, and then ways of altering that cylinder. So our first project is going to be making, at its most basic, a cylinder mug. So how do we get this form? We're going to use one of these PVC tubes to wrap a slab of clay around and get the form. But if I just wrap wet clay around this form, the clay will stick to it and it's really hard to get off. So we don't want to just wrap it around the clay. We want to have something that the clay can stick to and that can slide off nice and easy. So we're going to wrap this paper towel around the PVC tube and tape it down so that when we wrap the clay around, the clay will stick to the paper, and then the tube can slide out, and then we can peel the paper out from inside. One thing to note on this one, it almost reaches but not quite. So what you wouldn't want to do is put a piece of tape around here, because the tape is going to stick to the pipe and then you'll never be able to get it off. So what I like to do is just grab a second piece to bridge that gap, and then I can tape it over here, and there's paper towel underneath. It's a little bit of a thicker layering then, which holds up a little better for what we're doing. And then I can get a couple pieces of tape, and we can tape this down. So when we tape this down, we want to tape it to paper towel connection. So you don't want to have it touching the piping at all. So you don't want it coming off the paper towel onto the piping, but rather just a nice tight paper towel to paper towel connection. And that's all we need. Now this is prepped. Now we can start working on our slab and getting that ready to wrap around this and take the form. So now we have our tools set and our tubing is prepped, and we're ready to go.